Hello everybody, Mr. Nom Nom Man here, and this is going to be my review of the AMX Chasseur or AMX CDC. I'm sure I butchered the actual pronunciation of that because, well, I don't speak French, but AMX CDC, as you can tell, that's what it says right down here on these little icons. So, AMX CDC. What is the AMX CDC? It is a Tier 8 French premium medium, as you can tell right there. It is kind of unique. There aren't that many French mediums. They were just introduced tiers 2 through 5, and yeah, this line right here, 2 through 5, they're kind of fun, nothing really special. But then down here at 9 and 10 they added these two right here. So if you're interested in the AMX 30s, the AMX CDCs would be a very nice trainer to have. So how did I get it? I went over here to the store, I went to the tanks, and I spent the 12,000 gold to get it. That's $50. Came with a garage slot, a crew that has brothers in arms. I don't have use for it yet, but, you know, someday. And came with equipment. I'll get to that later. I changed it up. I didn't like what they gave me. It came with some APCR rounds, 30 days of premium, and 25 of the ×3 XP boost stops. I don't like buying those myself, but if they're going to give them to me in a package or for ops, hell yeah, you know. How are you guys going to get it, or how should you get it? I mean, honestly, should you guys spend 50? No, unless you don't have time and you really want this tank. But 230,000 XP, I think, is total what you need to get over like a 15-day period. I'm like a week late almost getting to this, but, you know, procrastination and whatnot. So these two ops right here, they're going to be similar to what you guys have. You're going to have, I think it's called Fight for the CDC 1. It'll be similar to this one, but you have to get 45,000 XP. Then you'll get Fight for the CDC 2. You got to get 90,000 XP. That's what everybody's probably currently on right now. And then you're going to get one more. I forget what that's for, but it's going to total out at 230,000. I did the math a while back. I'm pretty sure that's the number I came up with. So, but I'm sure I'll be wrong, and you guys can point it out to me and laugh. So, what is this tank capable of? Well, look at the armor. It is not capable of taking a tank shell. It reacts very poorly to it. All kinds. As you can see, later on in this video, Tier 2s, like the T2 Lite, will tear this thing up. I mean, it has a lot hit points to withstand it, but the armor does not withstand even Tier 2 fire. So you got to keep your distance. You'll use this view range right over here of 390, which is very nice. 390s, you're going to be playing almost a scout medium role. I mean, if there are no scouts on your team, or maybe only one and that scout went to the other flank or decided to drown himself or is driving in circles around Artie or whatnot, you can scout for yourself and, more importantly, your team. Not only do you have the view range to scout, you got the speed. It's 57 kilometers per hour, which is very nice for a Tier 8 medium. I don't know if there are any other Tier 8 or above mediums in the game that can even compete with this thing. You can see later, Panther 2 tried. Daniel did his best, but this thing's just, it's too good. And it gets up to that 57 very quickly with 1,200 horsepower. That is gargantuan. So you get up to 57 and you stay at 57. Combination of that horsepower and then the chassis rotation right there, 40 degrees, allows you to keep your speed through turns pretty nicely. Alright, moving on. Crew, it's a premium tank, so you're going to want to use crews out of any French tanks that you're already grinding. You want to make those crews better. You never keep a crew specifically for a premium tank. I have 70 of them, and I have 0 crews dedicated to premium tanks. But for this crew right here, you can see I threw my French heavy crew in. As for all tanks, Brothers in Arms and 6 cents. Make sure you have them. First 2, every tank, period. Brothers in Arms, 6 cents. Maybe even 6 cents first, your choice, but those are the 2 most important on every tank. Have those 2 before you get any other skills or perks. That's my opinion. I know a few other tankers, they go by that too. But for this one, I did change up my heavy crew a little bit. I dropped track mechanic and added camouflage over there, just for this CDC. It's not wrong on the 5100 either, which is where I'm at on it, but repairs obviously always good to have, and I'm working on my view range. Once recon gets trained all the way up over there, I'll probably drop coated optics and switch over to vents, as you'll see right here. So it came with a gun lane drive, rammer, and vertical stabilizer. I dropped the gun lane drive because it has a aim time of 2.2, which is really nice. 10% off that, you know, you're dropping it down to a flat 2 seconds. Or 1.98. You're not changing it that much, especially when you jump over here and you have the vertical stabilizer, and it's overkill. You don't need it, but the coated optics, very nice at 390. You're up to a base of 429 out of a total of possible 445. So after you add your other, brothers in arms and whatever else you have that can affect view range, you're going to max out fairly quickly. And like I said, once I get my recon all the way up, I'm going to drop that, add vents, and that's going to help everything else. It'll be very nice. Over here in supplies, it has a very large ammo loadout of 90. You're going to be shooting AP ammo almost always. You have a pen of 212, which is very nice over here, as you can tell. Pen of 212. The pen on the APCR does jump up to 259, which is nice, but most of the time, if 212 is going to get the job done. HE is terrible on this gun. You use it for resetting the cap. But back here, yeah, on the consumables, I mean, you can run what you want. I've played it a decent bit, and this is what I've come to like. I've experienced you take crew damage fairly easily because, well, you don't have armor. So this 30% protection to crew damage is nice. It's going to drop the chances of it even happening, and then if it does happen, you can, heal multiple crew at the same time, which is always great. Down here, the automatic fire extinguisher, once again, you're taking shots all the time. So if you're taking shots, you're likely going to catch fire at some point. I've noticed it in this tank. I've ran it since the very first match, but it reduces the chance by 10%, and I still catch on fire quite often. So automatic fire extinguisher, I would definitely recommend. Large first aid kit, that's up to you. You could run the regular one. Let's see here. Camouflage, I added my own just because, well, I like it. It's not necessary on a medium. So alright, we will get into some gameplay footage to kind of show you what this thing can do and what it can't do. What it clearly can't do, as you can see here, is take artillery fire. I sped it up just for sake, but you can tell it's not even hitting the tank, and it's taking off large chunks. We'll splash one more time here, I think. Yep. And then here it goes. Bam, right there. And that's a tier 7 arty. Here's what a Borzik does. First shot, bam, right there. Almost all the health. Busts the ammo rack. Speed it up real quick. Don't fix the ammo rack right here. And kind of messing with Jarhead a little bit. One more time. And bam! Turret right there. That's 2 shots from a Borzik with high explosive. Here's an AMX Chappie. Dan shooting at me with high explosive out of, I think it's a 75. He got a couple defend there. He's just kind of circling here. He comes to a stop here in a second. He'll take a kind of a straight shot broadside of my turret. And remind you, this is high explosive from the AMX Chappie. Bam, full pen. Bam, full pen again. So, I mean, it has literally no armor. And to further drive this point home, here's a tier 2 light. Tier 2. Here it goes. Just blistering away. Yep. There he goes again. Now what? He'll come around, he'll just take the side of my turret out, and you can just see there's no armor right there. None whatsoever. And here's race against the Panther 2. I sped it up. It shows mobility. We kind of go around the airfield right here, but you can tell that I get out ahead of them, and I stay out ahead of them. This thing moves, and it moves nicely. I mean, at full speed you may not be able to tell, but you barely slow down as you press that hill. Go down right here. I get some server lag. I hit the kind of get a little left, but yeah, this thing just sails along. You know, maybe speeding up may not have been the best thing to do right here, but I didn't want you to watch a full 2-minute race around this map. But yeah, it gets out ahead and it stays ahead. And speaking of getting ahead, it's here's a perfect example of here's an actual game right here, getting ahead. So here, watch out for the Sherman. But me and Dan are playing. He's in his Panther 2 right here. We're gonna get over to this hill on the right, and when I say get out ahead, this tank is really good at what I call taking and holding a position. You get out to a position, you get in a good spot to, you know, defend this position and wait for your allies to get here. You use the speed to get out, pop a couple shots off, keep the Reds away, wait for your allies to get here. So you can see here's some heavies here. And my goal here is to make sure they do not get to the top of this hill. I don't want them to crest. We're denying them this hill. And Dan's right off here to my right, and it's oh, there's an auto lock shot. Probably should have aimed right there. And I do that a couple times here, because it auto locks so nicely, especially with vertical stabilizer. But the goal here is, you know, obviously do damage, but you're trying to keep them away. We don't want them cresting the hill, and we lucked out. We got plenty of greens to come help us here, which is nice. You don't always get that. So, I mean, it's a risky run, and I do the same thing in a lot of lights, you know, even the FCM 50T. Any kind of fast mediums, you get out to a position, and you hope, you know, your team gets behind you, because with denying them this hill, you know, they're shooting uphill, and this thing has great gun depression, as you can tell, so it's not that hard to deal with them. But it's kind of like in football, American football, for people not in America. American football, it's about field position. You want to get to the point in the field where you're dictating where the fight's taking place. You don't want them to dictate that. You do. Because, I mean, in this game, you can use the train to your advantage so much, and this is a clear example of getting out ahead, getting the position you want, and locking it down. Think of mines for an example. Mines is a good place to get up that hill. This is a perfect tank to just get up that hill on mines and just take it, and don't, you know, you get in a position where it makes it hard for the Reds to push up on you without just exposing themselves to fire. We'll just kind of let this play out here, and you tell I'm sitting here kind of messing with this heavy. The 110's in a good position here. I mean, Cry is a somewhat reputable clan. I mean, not somewhat reputable, somewhat notable clan. You see Cry often, so good for him. He got up there and did what he could do, but it was just a numbers game. It wasn't anything he could do. We put him in a position, field position-wise, where he just couldn't do anything. You know, he right there, he couldn't back off, he couldn't go forward, he just kind of stuck right there. And you know, he's a top-tier heavy. I believe, yeah, there's a tier 6 right there, and we're just, me and Aaron just taking 3 shots here. We're on the pose. And here's the mobility and the depression. You know, I don't have to worry about getting my barrel down on target. So yeah, we just kind of, we took that hill and we cleared it. I mean, the greens helped us, obviously, but I mean, me and Dan getting to that position early and allowing our team to take the hill is what I feel allowed us to win this game. If you have crappy greens on your team, obviously this isn't going to work out, or I mean, unless you have a full platoon of capable players, which is what the point of the clan is. Hey, so we chased down, what is it, a FCM 50T and a T32 left. Yeah, I think me and Dan each get a shot or two in on here finishing this up, but I thought this was a good example of getting out ahead, setting the pace of the game, you know, and it's something that this tank really excels at.
Great job, man.
Alright. Let's see what we got here. You know, 72,000 silver, that ain't bad for, I didn't get any kills, but 2,200 damage, that's respectable. You know, it was keeping that rate of fire going. Dan's right there at 4. But yeah, I didn't really get spotting damage. I didn't get kills, but it was getting that field position, just putting the gun to work, keeping them from coming up the hill. Yeah, so I mean, base XP 1100. It's nothing special, but here's a better game. This is, I believe, a tier 9 match. I'm almost positive it's a tier 9 match. And once again, Dan's with me. He's in his Panther 2. We've already kind of gone over here on Siegfried line. I cut out the first minute of the video, just taking up time. I got 6 cents early. I'm excited to rush down the hill. I got my coded optics. I want to figure out who's spotting me, and then in turn spot for the 2 TDs that came out into the field with us. Hopefully get some spotting damage, okay? There's that little bastard right there. Pop a snapshot into him. Tier 9 medium comes up to help the object.
Reloaded. Releasing target.
And yeah, this light tank driver throughout this, he seemed way too willing to take shells. He didn't protect himself all too well.
That's gotta hurt.
Dancing kind of behind me, working the hill. Oh, in the distance there, a Patton pops up. He's finding a little bit of covering fire. He's behind that bunker, though. But so right here, it's, you know, we're just keeping them lit up, getting shots in that we can. There's no arty on board, thank God. Otherwise, we would have been a sitting duck right here. Some spotting damage starts rolling in. That was 520. That's a nice chunk. And here we go. We got our first kill. Roll back, trying to break sights using this little hill right here. And once again, with gun depression, you don't have to peek up that much. I mean, I was peeking up way more than I needed to. If I was really, you know, playing it cool, I could have just barely popped my gun up over the hill. So I'm sitting here, my 6th sense isn't popping up. I'm trying to see if I can get the Patton to light up or see if there's anybody else out there. I don't really want to charge forward. There's not too much cover ahead of me. Had to meet the heavy there. Nice ninja mute. I forget, he was being annoying somehow. But so I'm pretty confident now. I'm not 6th sense. I'm going to go and push up to this next little piece of cover I can find. I know that Patton's still up there on some level. Oh, there he is. Alright, Patton, was he ever? Oh, AMX 5100 autoloader. That thing is deadly. I was at 5 or 6 shells from him, and I'm going to be a burning heap. Oh, spotting damage. There you go. Tier 9 TDs. They're going to be your best friends. Tier 10 TDs. Just give them a set of eyes, and they'll give you all the points. I mean, just look at the points just flowing. I mean, I'm not even doing that much. I'm just here. Oh, there's a shot.
Target locked.
In the words of Jingles, you know, don't run. Don't run. You'll just die tired. See, that's what I get for trying to make a joke instead of just talking about the game. So, 3rd kill, Patton's down. At this point, pretty confident we've cleared the field. All of the rest of their team should be back behind the Dragon's Teeth over there. Got a blind shot on a Conway right there. Got a Tortoise. Good job taking Conway. He has less armor. Targets of opportunity. Then Jag Tiger right there. Just, he's a duck. He can't do anything. Got lucky with the ammo rack shot right there. He can't turn to face me because then he exposes the side to the heavy right there. Take care of him. Got a few free shots in on him. But I mean, throughout this, you can kind of really see what this tank is capable of. It can't take fire very well, but it can return fire at a decent rate of fire, and it does enough damage to make the enemy think twice of, you know, that they take it seriously. Then, you know, actually, oh, unlucky bounce. That's the Tortoise. But, like I said, this is going to have kind of a high skill ceiling. Oh, stole the kill with a snapshot. I forgot I did that. That was a dick move. Oh well. But, I mean, when you don't play this tank right, you're going to have problems. I mean, that stands true for almost any tank, but especially this one. When you don't have armor and 1,400 hit points only goes so far when you know, you're in a match with Death Stars and Waffentrager E100s and of the such. So it's a premium tank. It has a good money-making potential. The shell cost is low. You can make a lot of silver. I personally prefer this to the Motherland, but it's just the playstyle. The Motherland is kind of brawler. This isn't. But look at that, 130,000 silver. I got almost 3,000 assisted, 2,100. So I did the same amount of damage as the previous one, but look at all the assisted and how much that helps kind of add to the overall what I did. Was that a spotter flag in there? Ribbon, whatever it's called. So yeah, I mean, I didn't do a ton there, and I don't feel like I carried, but it just allows you to get in positions to fire and just not take return fire. You know, I was just shooting the whole time and didn't have to worry about anybody shooting at me. And that really is the ideal situation for this tank. It's to sit back far enough to where you can still spot the enemy tank, but you're not getting spotted and taking that return fire, or you're in a position to, you know, duck back, you know, whether it be behind a rock or preferably even behind a ridge line, because you get 10 degrees of gun depression. You know, I don't think I said 10 degrees, but the gun depression on this is fantastic. And, you know, working ridge lines, where like in that first video where I was kind of tucked up on that hill shooting down at the 110 in that IS-2, it really allows you to get in positions to just be a pest. But, you know, big tank, no armor, it has its downfalls, and that's, like I said, a lot of people I don't think are going to like this tank. They're going to think it's trash, and you know what, let them, because it is a good tank. You just got to really play to its strengths. And, you know, I'm not even claiming I'm amazing at it, but I just know kind of fundamentally what to do in the tank. So I'm excited to see what, you know, some of our guys can do in it. But yeah, I hope everybody's kind of working towards this, because it is a tank worth having. 100% get it, you know, grind towards it. Don't buy it if you can avoid it, obviously. But, you know, I wanted to get it because Allie's probably going to make me grind hers, but, you know, she's pregnant, she has excuses. So it's 230 is not bad over 2 weeks. I think you're averaging 22,000 XP a day. I saw somebody average, so it's not that much. You can get it done. Just get your ×2s done on any premiums you have or on any regulars. Just that should be your goal. If you want to get the CDC and you're worried about not being able to get it, try to get your ×2s done, because your ×2s counts towards the op, and you're going to get it done twice as fast doing it that way. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. This is my first one with commentary, and you know, give me any advice on how I can make it better, or, you know, point out what I did wrong and make fun of me. That's cool too. So I hope you all enjoyed, and hope you all learned at least something from this, and hope you guys will check out my next tank review. I don't know when it'll be. It'll probably be depending on how well you guys like this one. Alright, catch you all later.